Welcome. I'm sitting today with the Indian ambassador to Armenia, Nilakshi Sahasinha. Thank you, Ms. Ambassador, for your time.
Namaskar, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Ms. Ambassador, I'm just back from India, from this very beautiful country with rich culture, history, a country that's developing rapidly. And I would actually like to hear your perspective on what should Armenian people better understand about today's India.
I think Armenians know India well, given the long history that we share. But the India of today, I think, is relatively unknown to Armenians. And I think what they really need to know is what you said, that we are the fastest growing major economy of the world. The fact that we are an IT superpower, we have tremendous strengths in pharmaceuticals. So many of these areas, modern India is very different from the movies that Armenians grew up watching. Those were the movies of the 50s, the 60s, 70s, 80s, and India has transformed tremendously in these last few decades. So I think that awareness is probably not there fully amongst the people, and that's what I would like the Armenians to know more, how we are able to combine our traditions with really marching ahead and being one of the, the leading nations of the world.
That's what I noticed in India, actually combining. And Armenia and India, let's come to the bilateral relations between Armenia and India. This year has been really active, marked by high-level visit to India by Armenian ministers of defense, economy, foreign affairs. Overall, the bilateral ties have deepened. What are the highlights of these achievements of the past few years?
I think you've summed it up very well. These last few years, and if we look at especially from 2021 onwards, when our External Affairs Minister, Dr. Jaishankar, visited. From then onwards, you find that there has been a very regular, exchange of visits. Practically every month or every other month, we have ministerial, deputy ministerial visits happening. So in every area, the relations have deepened and they have diversified. But if you really want me to, say in the past few years, if there's something highlighted that I would like to highlight from India's perspective, I think the very fact that Armenia has joined all these international alliances that India has founded and India is spearheading for the good of the world, for our future, and for each and every country, so for the collective good. So I would mention the International Solar Alliance. Armenia became the 104th member of the ISA. Also, Armenia will be becoming a full-fledged member of the International Big Cat Alliance. This is an international organization which is looking at conservation of the 7 big cats of the world. So all the range countries are becoming members, and also part of the CDRI, the Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure. So all the desks have been cleared. So this was passed by the National Assembly of Armenia, and very soon after that, Armenia will accede to the CDRI. So these are 3 major alliances, 3 major organizations that India is spearheading. The Secretariat is based in India, and these are all looking at betterment and welfare of our countries and how we can cooperate, pool our resources, and have a better future.
We go deeper into bilateral relations. I'd like to ask you one question. So Armenia and Azerbaijan have now announced that they are entering a new era of peace, and new connectivity routes are emerging in the region, the main of them being the Trump route. What do you think? How can India-Armenia relations benefit from this connectivity?
As you know, on the 8th of August, when the peace agreement was initialed and the joint declaration was signed in Washington, D.C., one of the first world leaders to call and congratulate was our External Affairs Minister, Dr. Jaishankar. On the 9th of August, he called his counterpart, Foreign Minister, Mr. Ararat Mirzoyan, and congratulated the Armenian leadership. From our perspective, more connectivity means more prosperity. So we would like to see, and we have always advocated, India has always stood for peace. And peace through dialogue, through negotiations, and that has been our position. And we would like to see peace in this region, because peace means prosperity for all the countries, for all peoples. So that is something that definitely we look forward to.
A very important project that includes Armenia is the North-South corridor, and India has heavily invested in Chabahar port, which is to become a vital part of this corridor. How important Armenia's role is in this corridor?
As you know, Armenia is a member of the INSTC, the International North-South Transportation Corridor, and you mentioned yourself that India is running the Chabahar port. We have invested. We have a license now to run it for the next 10 years. So I think this offers Armenia another point of connectivity through Iran to Armenia, and definitely we find that there is more and more interest that Armenia is showing to use the Chabahar port. Also, we have a trilateral consultation forum between India, Armenia and Iran, and we have these meetings very regularly. 3 such meetings have already taken place, and this is a platform where the 3 countries discuss how to enhance connectivity for mutual prosperity for all the countries.
Yeah, and Armenia has actually started using Chabahar port.
Is very much interested. We've had a visit by the Deputy Minister of Economy exactly a year ago, and more and more interest is being shown by Armenia.
Political ties are strong, but the economic ties are still limited. What do you think? How can these 2 countries move towards stronger trade ties as well?
Economic relations, economic cooperation forms a very important part of bilateral relations. So there is a lot of emphasis that both the governments are placing on enhancing trade and economic relations. Well, I can say that, as per Indian statistics, as per our figures, the trade stood at around $131 million in 23-24, and it has almost tripled in 24-25 and stands at a little more than $315 million. So there has been progress, but definitely it's much below the potential. And both our governments, we are working, and what are the ways in which we are trying to enhance trade relations is by having frequent business forums. Our embassy organizes business forums in a hybrid format so that we have greater participation from business persons from both the sides. So we've already had 2 this year, and we are planning a few more. We also are concentrating on certain areas like pharmaceuticals, tourism, also by participating in each other's expos. For instance, earlier this month, India participated in the ARM-Prod 2025, where we got Indian coffee, it's GI tagged. Indian coffee is very famous, though not very well known in Armenia. Mostly Armenians think that we are tea drinkers. But in the south of India, coffee and many varieties of coffee are actually GI tagged. So during ARM-Prod 2025, we got coffee from Karnataka, and it was quite popular. People who visited were very pleasantly surprised. So, the knowledge about these things happen when you participate more and more in such expos. Similarly, Armenia participated in the World Food India in 2024, and it talked about its products like your cognac, which is world famous, or other goods that Armenia is known for. So by participating in these expos, we can we can increase awareness. Also, I think what we can do is Armenia is very good in certain niche products. like your leather goods are so good. Plus you are so talented when it comes to wood products. So these are niche products which need to be introduced to the Indian public, and your embassy could play a role in doing more campaigns. We try to promote our products over here, as I mentioned earlier, pharmaceuticals, but also certain niche food products. So those are ways and means in which we can enhance our trade ties and economic and commercial cooperation.
There is a lot of potential enhancing trade. What strengths does Armenia bring to the table when it comes to economic cooperation?
You know that Armenia is a member of the EU, that is the Eurasian Economic Union. So for us, that presents really Armenia as a gateway to the EAEU, and India is currently negotiating a free trade agreement with the Eurasian Union, and once that is concluded, the role of Armenia will get enhanced. So yes, you do play a very important role.
We visited Hyderabad, and Hyderabad being the IT hub of India, we have seen how this sector is growing in India. Armenia and India, they both have strong IT sectors. Do you see these fields becoming major areas of cooperation?
I would certainly like that to happen, because high tech and IT are areas of strength for both the countries.
We already have an agreement.
We have agreements. In June 2023, Armenia signed the MOU on implementing digital public infrastructure. So the different platforms, digitalization is a very big thing in India, and our governance is done through digital means. And we have so many platforms that we are offering Armenia, and at the moment the Ministry of High Tech Industry is looking at which are those tools to be used, and between ARCA, the payment system, and the National Payment Corporation of India, there's an agreement that was signed last month. So in about a year's time, we'll be able to have payment system seamlessly between the two countries. But not just that, I think high tech and AI. India is organizing the AI Impact Summit in February 2026.
Yes, we learned about it while we were in India.
February in New Delhi, and we expect a very good participation from Armenia. The thing is that Armenian companies need to catch the attention of the Indian big giants. Because we tend to gravitate towards the English-speaking countries, and with a good presence of Armenia at the AI Impact Summit early next year, I'm expecting these conversations are happening, and some cooperation is starting to happen. But I'm expecting that with a good participation, both by the government and the private sector, I think those things, collaborations and partnerships will enhance.
That's good to hear, and we look forward to it actually. We already talked about trade, we already talked about IT. Which sectors of cooperation still have untapped potential?
High tech is definitely one, a huge potential, still largely untapped. The second would be tourism. Indian tourists do visit Armenia. I think the figures for 2025 is around, for 2024 is around 44,000 Indian tourists. But that's really
direct flights would be a good change.
Yes,
I guess.
exactly.
We spent around 9 hours.
So yes, that is direct flights would be a game changer. And some things are happening there. It's still not happened, but we are quite hopeful that we will have a direct flight, and that would really transform the relations, whether in terms of trade, tourism, more people traveling, more people knowing about each other. So yes, I would like to, and I always talk about pharmaceuticals. There is a lot of awareness about Indian medicines, about Indian vaccines, and we are called the pharmacy of the world. But all those things will get definitely more enhanced once we have direct connectivity, direct flight. But already these are areas where both the governments are working on very actively, and we do see progress happening. A lot of potential, and we are working to attain that potential.
Armenian officials very often point to defense as one of the strongest areas of cooperation between Armenia and India. How would you assess that cooperation now?
Definitely. I think the defense cooperation has developed very well. It is consolidating over the last 3-4 years. We are talking about not just military industrial cooperation, we're also talking about training. So, you know, the Armenian defense forces are being trained in different defense institutions in India. So this is developing very well. It's also consolidating. And yes, I think this is an area that we are continuously working on both the sides.
How can we vision the future of Armenia-India relations? Maybe if we look at it in the upcoming 5 years?
I think all these areas, first and foremost, I think because our political relations are so warm, close and friendly, that gives us a solid foundation to work on different aspects. And in 5 years' time, I find more people-to-people contacts. I find enhanced educational cooperation. Armenia has a very ambitious academic city project, and we are trying to get private Indian universities to look at it and see how they can participate. We are also looking at taking our defense cooperation to the next level. We had a defense industry seminar in Yerevan in November, and so we are looking at how there can be some JVs so that there could be some local production, given that there are logistical challenges to actually deliver the equipment. So companies on both the sides are looking at how, and especially for the follow-up, for repair, maintenance, overhaul. So we are looking at that next stage. So in 5 years' time, political relations more deep, and in all other areas, cultural, educational, trade, defense, more diversified and more consolidated.
We look forward to seeing it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and I'd just like to take this opportunity to wish you all at NEWS.am and to the public my very best wishes for a Merry Christmas and a very happy, successful and peaceful New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Thank you.